We're going to take a closer look at the surveillance footage from the day that Gannon went missing and talk about some of the ideas that people are coming up with. So the video starts with someone walking from the house to the truck. There's been a lot of talk about what that person might be carrying. While at first it appears to be something fairly large in size, if you watch as they walk by, it looks to almost drop down like some sort of bag perhaps. I also think that the arm being at the angle it is can make things a little misleading. Some people are saying they think it could be a shovel, but of course we don't know. Personally, I have my doubts on that theory. I should let you know that because this is security footage, there's going to be moments where we don't see any movement. I did zoom in on the video, but I didn't want to cut the length considering there could be some details that I missed and someone out there might catch it. So here we see the truck backing up into the driveway. A little later on, we'll see the person get out of the truck and head towards the house. I saw someone mention this person may be wearing a white skull cap, like a fitted beanie, and I have to agree that is what it looks like. I couldn't help but to notice that it looks like it's garbage day from the cans sitting by the curb. I was surprised to hear the sheriff's office say they weren't interested in checking landfills, but I'm hopeful that means that they have some kind of information, that we don't. After pulling in, we see the driver get out of the truck and head towards the home. A few moments later, we see what looks like a small child walking towards the back seat of the truck. Of course, we're all wondering if it's Gannon. If you look closely at the legs, it almost looks like there is a white stripe running down the side, like you see on some track pants or Adidas pants. I just wanted to mention that what looks to be a white stripe could just be how the sun is hitting his pants, and the camera's just picking it up that way. Notice the lighting on the garbage cans as well. We see the driver help the child into the truck, close the door, and head back to the house. Another thing that I wanted to point out here is the clear shade of blue we see. Some people are wondering if it's Gannon's blue hoodie or if the driver is wearing blue, but the way the blur seems to kind of follow the driver, I do think this is what we're seeing. Noticing that the driver walks away from the truck and towards the home, we can only speculate for what reason, perhaps to close the garage door or to lock another door. They could have forgotten something small that they meant to take with them. We really just don't know. Something else I've noticed is the conversation of whether or not the driver is male or female. In my opinion, and keep in mind this is just going off of grainy security footage, but I would guess that the driver is female just based on how they walk. Quite often men are known to take longer strides in comparison to women, and to me this just looks like shorter strides and a female gait. This is just my instinct and I could be off on this, but it's just something that I wanted to mention here in this video. So the truck seems to make some movements here and then stops to pause. Perhaps the driver is having conversation with the passenger, maybe playing with their phone or adjusting GPS. It could be that they're telling the passenger in the back to buckle up. It's pretty hard to say. Feel free to come up with your own theories here and speculate. I just didn't want to cut from the video, so I'm going to go ahead and let this play. Now would be the perfect time for some elevator music. We see the truck start to make some movements here, and after stopping to pause once more, the truck pulls out from the driveway. What we're going to see next is the driver returning home. As we all know, this video that's leaked seems to be someone from the media taking a video of the video at the neighbor's house. So I'm hoping there is in fact more detail on the copy that the police have. it takes a few moments here for the cameraman to adjust his tripod and get the settings right. While we wait for those changes to settle in, I wanted to ask you guys on what your thoughts are on where the driver and the passenger were while they were away from the home. There's been mention of the child looking sluggish before he gets into the truck. Do you think it's possible that it is Gannon and he's not feeling well? Do you think there's any chance he could be walking extra slow as to sort of sell it so he gets a day home from school, or do you think it's something more sinister? I also wanted to ask, is it possible this footage we have is the stepmother taking the child to his doctor's appointment? If so, it makes me wonder why the boy doesn't look to be with her when she returns home, as we'll see in this video coming up. Okay, so it takes the driver a few tries to actually pull back into the driveway. It's hard not to have a little laugh at that. So we do know that this is the biological dad's truck. I just wanted to clarify for anyone who wasn't aware that it is confirmed that the dad was out of the state for work at this time. But does anyone think it's possible that this is a different driver returning than the one we saw leaving? In a moment, the door opens, the driver gets out, and we can have a look. I just wanted to add here that I think it could be interesting to take note of what the driver is carrying in this part coming up next, so make sure to take notice of that. If you look closely, we see the driver carrying something white. We also notice that the driver does not look to be wearing what could have been that beanie. Some people have said the driver could be holding that white hat in their hands. If not, I think it could also be possible that this could have been a piece of paper, but with the quality here, it's really hard to say. Let's just take another look at that last part. The way the edges seem perfectly squared off and the way it moves leads me towards thinking it was paper of some kind. What do you guys think that they're holding, and do you think this is the same driver as the one we saw earlier leaving the house? I'd love to know what you guys think. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments down below. I always try to keep an open mind and look at all three sides of the situation. We've had rumors surface today that the daughter of the stepmother is being held in protective custody and that the stepmother may have actually been arrested. If these reports are true, do you think it's possible that she would be willing to talk? You know, sometimes it's so hard to sift through rumors and facts online, and even as this case moves forward, I encourage everyone to keep that in mind. Thanks for watching, guys.